Well, as promised, here's the conclusion of our blockbuster Stakelbeck on Terror special on the Muslim Brotherhood in America. We've established that this jihadist group is trying to impose Islamic Sharia law inside the U.S. So what do we do about it? Here's our panel with the answers. I'm joined once again by three of the country's leading experts on the Muslim Brotherhood movement for the last part of our special series on the Muslim Brotherhood in America. John Guandalo is a former FBI special agent. He's worked on several important Islamic terrorism cases here in America. Brian Fairchild is a former CIA clandestine services officer, and he's the founder of a great organization called the Intrepid Group. And Patrick Poole is a leading counterterrorism consultant and investigative journalist. Guys, what I want to devote this segment to is there's a problem. What do we do about it? John, I know it's a broad question, but you're a pro on this. I'll start with you. What are some of the strategies we can use, a kind of counterinsurgency against these guys?
Well, you said it. This is a counterinsurgency. Therefore, it has to start at the local level. And I believe that the place to take it is to the people. The local communities, local police, they're going to solve this problem. We've demonstrated at national level we're not doing it. The FBI, DHS, CIA, State Department are all working with the bad guys. They're getting advice from the bad guys. So is DOD, the very people that are advising us. The Pentagon.
Our military.
Yes. And so that being the case, you take this to the people, get them to understand this, and it will be solved at the local level. So it's got to begin with training of local police, state police organizations, training within the community, and training local politicians.
What do you think, Patrick?
Well, it's certainly, people are starting to get educated on the issue. And what we're seeing with these individual projects is that the grassroots are starting to name and shame the people who are the enablers, the people that the Brotherhood has co-opted. And the Brotherhood could not exist. They could not operate without those collaborators, whether it's a city councilman or someone on the zoning commission, or they're a U.S. congressman and a U.S. senator.
How about the American left? The American left in general seems pretty sympathetic to these groups.
Well, they're in bed. They're in bed with these guys.
So the American left and radical Islamists are in bed together. And why is that?
And there's actually a precedent for that in Iran with the Iranian Revolution. It was actually the leftists in Iran who helped foment the revolution. Khomeini came in, helped lead it, and then he killed them all.
Killed them. Exactly. That's a cautionary tale from our friends on the left, our friends on the left.
But you see from what our comments just about the different mosques around the country, and so the American public, viscerally, they know something's wrong. I mean, there's too many stories about the Times Square bomber, Anwar al-Awlaki, American citizen.
Right here.
But they don't get an education. The administrations haven't educated them. Nobody's educating them.
So you think the key
this
is
right
education.
here is key.
Exactly.
You have to educate people.
The key is education.
Before we do anything.
Sure.
John says grassroots involvement. Brian says education. I mean, I personally, guys, at Wally Ferris, my friend, great terrorism analyst, has said, hey, we should teach about jihad, what it is, in 7th and 8th grade.
Sure.
This is a generational struggle, right? We knew what communism was in the 50s and 60s. Shouldn't kids know what jihad is?
The Muslim Brotherhood's teaching jihad in 1st grade here in this country to these people and all over the world.
It's just amazing. I mean,
we should teach who the enemy is and how to stop it.
And you can't have an effective grassroots movement unless they're educated and know what it is, who the enemy is, and what we need to do to thwart them.
And you've shown a light on this. They're in infiltration at the government level, the military level. What are your thoughts, Patrick?
Well, I think in terms of law enforcement, we need to start prosecuting the support networks. Holy Land Foundation was supporting Hamas under the guise of charity. And we have all these other groups, the Islamic Society of North America, MAS, the Muslim Student Association, CARE. All these groups are part of the support network that's helping finance the violent wing, not just here at home, but also abroad.
Yeah, we haven't identified yet, in this nation, we haven't identified the ideology as a problem. We're focused on violent groups only.
Right. Violent extremists, man-made disasters, according to this administration.
And I would add, you mentioned in a previous segment that what they're doing is legal, and technically, and actually not technically, all their actions are in furtherance of overthrowing our government. and erasing our Constitution.
The ultimate goal, as we said several times in these segments, guys, is to destroy Western civilization according to a Muslim Brotherhood memorandum that
Their own
the government
documents.
uncovered.
Yes.
Not us
Their
saying
own document. It's not us. People need to understand that. It's not us. It's them. The Muslim Brotherhood is clear. They want to, quote, destroy the Western civilization from within. So it's pretty clear, guys.
Very clear.
Yeah, so, Patrick, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And that's a violation of federal law.
Absolutely.
To advocate the violent overthrow of the United States government and to institute Sharia.
Yet our government is not only looking the other way, they're giving these guys an open door into the halls of power and treating them like they're moderate voices.
We call
And
that
exiling us.
aiding and abetting.
Yeah.
Aiding and abetting. Absolutely. Well, guys, we're going to leave it there. I can't thank you three guys enough. Patrick Poole, Brian Fairchild, John Guandalo. I can't thank you guys enough. I hope that we did a great service to people, and we've, in my personal opinion, guys, I'll close with this, is I think that the Muslim Brotherhood is the greatest threat, long-term, to America's national security. I truly believe that because of their strategy, because of their stealth strategy, their subversive strategy. Yeah, Al-Qaeda will blow you up, and in the short term, that's not too pleasant. But in the long term, these guys are very patient, and they will wait, and they will wait till the time is right. And unfortunately, they're making great strides, as you guys have shown here today. But we're going to keep sounding the alarm about them, and hopefully something will be done about it. Thanks again.